Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel if you are new here. I'm Monica, and today's video is going to be like a chill life update. Get ready with me, and we've got coffee, so it's kind of like a coffee chat too. We're just going to hang out, and I'm going to catch you up on the happenings of my life. I'm really excited for this video and to just kind of chat with you guys. Hopefully I will be able to do this smoothly because it's been a while since I've done makeup and chatted. So we're going to see how this goes. I feel like I'm going to be a little rusty, but we're going to see how this goes. I'm excited to jump in with you guys. I already put mascara on and eye primers because I can't talk and put mascara on. I don't know how people can do it. I can't do it, and I figured I might as well just do the eye primer too so we can jump right into eyeshadow. I'm not really going to be telling you what I'm putting on my face or anything like that because it's not really about that, but I will list the products I use in the description box below just in case you're interested. Without further ado, let's go ahead and jump into the video. Alright, so I mentioned in my like about me, get to know me video that Thomas has a new job, and it is one that this is the kind of job he's been wanting like for years. So he's in the construction industry. He's not a part of the construction crew. He like oversees them. It oversees projects. He started off in residential. If you don't know what I'm talking about, it's okay. I'm basically just reciting what he's told me, so I don't really know much of what I'm talking about either. But he started off in residential, so basically he started in like housing, and he's always wanted to break into the commercial side of things. He's been wanting to work on like company projects, so like building buildings for companies rather than housing or like renovations for housing. So he started interviewing with this company, and I'm going to keep the name of the company anonymous for privacy reasons, of course. So he interviewed with them for quite a while, and he did not think he was going to get the job, but he did. After like 3 or 4 months of interviews, he got the job. He's very excited, and he's going to be overseeing a project, a 2-year project in Huntsville. And if you don't know, we lived in Huntsville. It's about 2.5 hours away from where we live in like the outskirts of Birmingham now. But we lived in Huntsville for about 1.5 years, like at the height of COVID, like late 2019, all through 2020, and then so actually probably closer to like we only lived there for a little over 1 year. We really loved it. Like we thought we were gonna lay roots down there, but then he lost his job because of COVID, and he couldn't find a job up there, so we ended up moving back here because he found a job down here. So this is a different job because this is many years later. And so he was at a residential company and a couple of other ones over the past few years, and he was just, it wasn't that he disliked it, it's just not a very stable industry, especially with like the economy and how that's kind of going, you know. And so, and it's one of those jobs that it's very based on how the economy is going, and that determines if you have a job or not and how well that job is going to go. So he interviewed with this company, got the job, and will be overseeing this project in Huntsville. And you may be wondering, okay, well, if he's overseeing a job in Huntsville, or this project in Huntsville, wouldn't that mean that he would need to live up there? So here's the deal with this job. It's a 2-year project. He will have to live in Huntsville at least part of the time. And like he'll be there 5 days a week, every week. The idea of doing this 2-year project is to come back to Birmingham in 2 years and do like part of the time where he will travel, like maybe 3 days out of a month or 5 days out of a month, and then he'll be living in Birmingham full time and working like in the Birmingham office of this company. But he kind of has to earn his keep. That's how they do it. And so he'll be overseeing this project in Huntsville, and funnily enough, it's at my alma mater, UAH. That's where I graduated, and he'll be spending way more time there than I ever did because I went at the height of COVID and most of my classes were online, and so I only went to the campus 4 times ever. So it's kind of funny, he like references the campus and like where it'll be, and I'm like, yeah, I don't know where that is because I didn't see that part of the campus. But anyway, so he'll be overseeing this project in Huntsville on UAH's campus. It's going to be student housing, and because we're going to be moving back to Birmingham in 2 years, we didn't really think it made much sense to sell our house and then move up to Huntsville. And to buy a house right now, the interest rates are higher, especially than they were when we bought our house here. And we didn't think it made any sense to sell our house, buy a house up there, to sell that house in 2 years, and then buy another house on here. And you may be wondering, well, why wouldn't you just rent this house out? Well, I'd rather have a Birmingham-based job. I'm looking for a job in Birmingham, especially since we're going to be doing Birmingham long-term, and that's where we're going to end back up after he does this project in Huntsville. So I want to have a Birmingham-based job. I don't want to have a Huntsville-based job. So, and in case I get an in-office job, I want it to be in Birmingham. So what we came up with is he will do half time in Huntsville and half time here. So he's going to spend the night in Huntsville 3 nights out of the week, and he's going to spend the night in Birmingham 4 nights out of the week, and he'll commute. So it'll be like he'll spend the night Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday in Huntsville, start the week off strong in Huntsville, come back Wednesday, spend the night Wednesday night, and then commute Thursday and Friday to Huntsville, and then of course he'll stay the weekend in Birmingham, and that won't be a problem. And so what that means for me is that I'm going to be seeing him 4 days out of the week, but of course I'll also be going up there to stay with him sometimes as well, because it's close. I can take the dogs, like close compared to, you know, being like 5 hours away. And it's an easy day drive, and I can take the dogs, I can stay with him. I lived in Huntsville, so I generally know like what there is to do in Huntsville, and we love Huntsville. I mean, like, it'll be a nice little like part-time home for the next couple of years, and then that'll allow me time to like look for a job, work on my YouTube channel. Like on days that he's not home, I can spend extra time like looking for a job if I don't have one yet, or working a job, and also focusing on my YouTube channel. So it's exciting. His company is super understanding and nice. They agree that it doesn't make any sense for us to like move up there, sell our house, move back, and buy a house up there part-time, or for only 2 years, I mean. So they've been really understanding, and they're gonna fund housing for him up there. We don't know if it's gonna be like an apartment, or if it's gonna be like a small house or something, but they're super understanding, and I've met I met some of his colleagues and bosses, and they're just super nice. Like, we had lunch together last week in my time, and they were super, we just kind of talked. We hung out, we talked, we, you know, kind of met each other officially, and they seem to take really good care of their employees. So it's nice that he seems to be working for a place that like actually cares. I feel like that's really rare nowadays. He has started the job, and I mentioned in my like get to know me video that his schedule has become a little bit more traditional, like it's an 8 to 5 rather than the kind of jobs he's had in the past, or like standby, where he has schedules, but it's not 8 to 5. He kind of is just like waiting for people to put things on his schedule. So he now has an 8 to 5, and he won't start going to Huntsville. We won't start this like 3 days there, 4 days here sort of schedule until like October or November, like around that time. So until then, he's kind of being trained a little bit in the office. He's getting to know like kind of the kind of projects he's going to be doing. He's setting up the project for Huntsville. Like, they have to do a lot of prep work and like talk to the university and the president and the dean and everything from like this company, I don't think I mentioned this company usually seems to work with like universities, and then they build like student housing or dorms or something like that, rec centers for different universities. So up until then, he actually has a colleague that I haven't met, but this colleague is kind of like a remote worker, as they say, but he just travels around to different projects. But he recently had surgery, so Thomas is kind of helping pick up the slack for one of this guy's main projects right now, which is in Fayetteville, Arkansas. So starting tomorrow in my time, you're seeing this video probably about a week and a half after I filmed it. And so starting this week, when I am filming it, he is going to be traveling to Arkansas 2 days out of the week, and he's just kind of overseeing that project being done. It's actually a renovation project instead of a ground up project, which means like ground up means exactly what it says, like it sounds like it means. Like, they start a project and they build it from the ground up, and this one's a renovation project, which is kind of out of character for them, but he's overseeing that while this guy is recovering from surgery. So he's kind of jumping right in. It's going to be an interesting schedule to kind of get used to, because I am used to having him a lot of the time. most of the time, in fact. And we're gonna go from a lot of like, it's already been kind of an adjustment because it's been from like he would get home with his other job like he had before this at like sometimes at like 1 o'clock, sometimes at like 11. Like it would depend on the day, and he didn't come home like after 5 much at all. And so it's been an adjustment. Like he leaves at like 6:30 in the morning and he gets home at like 6:30 in the evening. So I have a lot of time alone. Of course, that allows me to film and apply for jobs and do job interviews. Like, I mean, I could do that anyway, but I have the house to myself pretty much now. And so that's been an adjustment. And then when he starts going to Fayetteville before he like does the whole Huntsville thing, that's going to be an adjustment because he's going to be gone for 2 nights out of the week, and which is fine. I don't love staying alone because I'm kind of like a scaredy cat at night, but I also like having time alone and getting to like watch YouTube. And he would watch YouTube with me. It's not that I just like, I know it's not his favorite thing, so I rarely make him watch it. It's been an adjustment. He's super excited about it. He's been working there now for 2 weeks exactly, and he has loved every minute of it. Like he's gotten used to the new schedule himself. Like before, you know, he could kind of go to sleep whenever. I'm making it sound like his job was lazy. It wasn't. It was just like his schedule was not very structured and he hated it. Like he loves a structured schedule, and that's what this is giving him. And so now he's finally kind of adjusting to the new schedule of like a traditional 9 to 5, which is actually an 8 to 5. And so he's loving it though. Like it's nice to see him really loving his job. He didn't dislike his other job. It just wasn't like super structured, and he really thrives with structure. He's just been kind of getting that all together. And we're gonna like, I'll probably vlog when he goes to Huntsville too. I'll probably showcase some of Huntsville for you. I did that close to the beginning of my channel when we first lived up there, and the quality of the videos are just lacking. So it'd be nice to do that now with like a real camera and a little bit more experience in the editing and filming area. That's like the main update. Other than that, I've been interviewing with several companies. I mean, it's like a thing I do all the time. If it's not a phone interview, it's a Zoom interview. If it's not a Zoom interview, it's an in-person interview. And the job market is so oversaturated right now. And I mentioned, once again, I keep bringing this video up, but I mentioned in my Get to Know Me video that my degree is in communications, and that field, especially right now, seems to be extremely oversaturated. Especially because I don't feel like now communications-based jobs, like those kind of positions, I don't feel like they absolutely require you to have a degree, at least not like in the region that I'm in and where I'm applying for jobs. I love having a degree. It's actually something that I'm really proud of, and because I worked really hard for it. I know it's just like a basic degree, but there's a lot that went on behind the scenes, and it's something I worked really, really hard for, so I'm very proud of it. And I've noticed that doesn't seem to count as much anymore as it used to, which is kind of a bummer for me. But, you know, I'm just kind of trying not to let that affect me too much. I forgot how full coverage this foundation was. It's the Haus Labs one. I haven't worn foundation in like about a week and a half now. And the one I love is the L'Oreal Infallible Fresh Wear, and it's a dupe for this one, the Haus Labs one. But I always forget that both of them have pretty good coverage, and so I'm like one coat, I'm good to go, you know? A coat, like a coat of paint. I meant to say layer. While he's kind of getting situated at his new job, I'm applying for jobs. I'm trying to get my resume out there. I'm really excited for him, and I'm excited for me to hopefully like nail down some sort of position that I would like, or you know, where I could earn money, because I love YouTube and I would love to make it a full job, maybe someday, like a full-time job, but it would not be feasible now because I don't even meet the requirements to be monetized, and so that doesn't make any sense. But for right now, this is how I'm kind of like exercising my degree with my YouTube channel, because you kind of like, I'm exercising everything I learned, and so that's nice to kind of keep my skills sharp while I try to nail down some sort of other position. If I picked any other position to I would love to be in advertising. Communications is a vast field. My concentration was in public relations, but really you can do anything with communications degree in the communications field. And I really love that about it. It's very broad. And so if I had my pick, I would love to do some sort of advertising. Like, I'd love to have that kind of job, like an advertising job, because I don't know, I just feel like that would be something I would love and something I'd be good at. On a completely different topic real quick, I'm gonna link this claw clip in the description box. It's specifically for thick hair, and it's the only claw clip that actually holds my hair like a regular claw clip. I do wear it like more fancy in it, but it's more like a French twist, I think is what, like a French pinning idea. Like, what am I trying to say? It's, I think based on the packaging, it's supposed to be like taking the idea of like a French pin, like a twist pin, and like combining it with the claw clip concept. I have no idea if that made any sense because I couldn't spit that sentence out to save my life. So yeah, big things happening in the job area, especially for Thomas, and maybe hopefully for me at some point soon, unless YouTube like randomly takes off, which would be great. Would not be upset about that at all. But yeah, I'm very proud of Thomas. Like, it's so nice to see him finally getting like the job that he's wanted for pretty much as long as we've been married / engaged. He had a completely different sort of job when we first got together, like when we were dating. I'm just excited for him. I'm proud of him. I am gonna miss him. Obviously, he'll be gone pretty much half the time, so I'm gonna have to figure out how to adjust to that because I am somebody who thrives on stability and like things remaining the same. I don't do super well with change for myself, but I will adjust. It'll just take a second. And so we'll kind of see how it all plays out, but I imagine I will probably go up to Huntsville with him a lot when he initially starts going up there, just to kind of help settle him, help settle myself, and also help the dogs understand that Daddy just has to go half the time and you got Mommy most of the time. And our newer dog, Deuce, he's our long-haired German Shepherd. He is very, very attached to Thomas. So have I mentioned his story on YouTube? I don't know. I feel like I have, but just a quick recap. Deuce he's a shelter rescue dog. I don't know why, that was so redundant. And he was neglected. He's actually a sheriff surrender. They were gonna take him and make him a canine, but we snagged him up too quickly and they couldn't catch us. And I'm so grateful for that. But because of that, he has severe separation anxiety, and we're working with our vet to like maybe get him on some anti-anxiety medicine. I'm like, dude, you got that for me. Because he was neglected and never properly taken care of, he wasn't even fed proper dog food. He's extremely nervous and he gets very anxious whenever his schedule changes, or he like has to stay in a kennel, or he has to go outside. Even to like just go to the bathroom for 5 minutes, he'll go to the bathroom really quick and then he'll like start basically screaming kind of like a hyena, because he thinks you're not going to come get him, because he was left out on a 10 by 10 concrete slab. Obviously his owners were not meant to have dogs, and I don't know, I hope that his previous owners don't have children, because I feel like that is not, like, the way they treated him and his two brothers that they had is not a good indication of what kind of parents they would be to actual children. But I've never met these people, so I guess I can't judge them too much, but I do judge them for leaving him on a concrete slab, especially like he was left on a concrete slab all year from what we've heard, which is like in the middle of insane heat, and you shouldn't leave any dog in the middle of insane heat all the time, especially one with so much hair. Deuce is extremely attached to Thomas, and so I imagine I'm gonna have to kind of, you know, be really careful with him in terms of his feelings, and just show him that Thomas will be coming home and I'll take care of him, and, you know, just make sure that he knows that Thomas is always coming back and I'm always coming back. But yeah, we are working with our vet to like prove to Deuce, show him that we will absolutely come back for him. He's been such an excellent addition to the family. We did send him off to extreme training when we first got him. It was insanely expensive. It was like $3,000. It was really good and our trainer was amazing. It's just hard for me to swallow that it was $3,000, especially because we only paid $25 for Deuce himself. We have been loving Deuce though. He is such a sweetheart. He's such a klutzy giant baby. But he's only about 1.5 years and he is so funny. He cracks us up. And then his sister, Bailey, has just loved having him around. It's been nice having him since, you know, I don't know if you know this, if you don't know. Our dog, Mac, he was a white boxer and he was the first boxer both Thomas and I ever had. He passed away. We had to put him down back in, I think it was March, and it was really, really sad, and Bailey was sad, and so having Deuce has been really, really good for all of us, including Deuce, and his life has drastically improved, we are happy to say, and he is just a happy little clam. He's actually quite giant. He's passed out on the floor right now. He's so cute, and so he has just adapted so well to his new environment, and we're so excited to see him like grow, and I'm really excited for him to just continue with his family. I do partially think our boxer Bailey might be slightly allergic to Deuce's fur or his dander. Apparently this can happen. I didn't realize that dogs could be allergic to other dogs. But she is, I never can say the word because I never can remember it, but I'm gonna put it on the screen. Basically, she's a short-nosed dog, right? And apparently they're more prone to having like those kind of allergies anyway, from what I've been reading and heard. So I called the vet and they suggested we try her on Benadryl to help because she's been reverse sneezing like crazy, which is like, it's this weird honking noise. It seems to be helping a little bit. We'll see how it continues, but I think it's interesting that since Deuce has been around the house more, because he used to go to work with Thomas, because Thomas was basically just working out of his car, and so Thomas would just take him with him. Since Deuce has been around more, Bailey is just like reverse sneezing all the time, but she's not lethargic or anything. Like, she's a happy girl. She just needs a little allergy medicine to hang out with her brother. I basically told you all of the main life updates with Thomas's job. That was like the biggest one, and then kind of filling you in on like my job search and maybe talking about Deuce a little bit. So I don't have any like bigger updates. That's it. I mean, those are pretty big updates, especially in our lives. Like, it's gonna take some adjustment. But other than that, like, everything is just really, it's going well. We're going to a wedding this week, and my baby hairs are out to play. Please go away, baby hairs. Yeah, we have a wedding this week in Indiana, and it's for a close family friend. I'm very excited, and I still have not figured out what the heck to wear. I have bought several like dresses, and just none of them are quite what I'm feeling like, and so I might go shopping tomorrow and just see if I find something, and then send the other ones that I've ordered back. And yeah, I don't know why I'm having such a hard time determining what to wear. I think it's because it's so darn hot that I'm like, do I wear like a flowy dress, or do I wear like a romper? I love rompers, and I feel like they work well for me given my body type and my height and stuff. So I don't know. We might go shopping tomorrow. I'll see. We being like, maybe I'll take the vlog. And yeah, I'm so excited for our friend getting married, and I love going to weddings. They're so happy. And I don't know, given that I didn't have a traditional wedding myself, I feel like I somewhat live vicariously through. If you don't know that story, basically my husband and I, Thomas, I have already said his name in this video, so I don't know why I was so formal there just a second ago saying my husband. But we had a traditional wedding planned in March of 2020, and we had everything lined up, like all the catering, everything, and 2 weeks before it, the whole country and world shut down. So we had to do a destination wedding, which was great, but I am well versed in how to plan like a multitude of different types of weddings. So like, you want to know how to plan a traditional wedding? I got you. You want to know how to plan a destination wedding? I've got you too. So I'm excited to go to that. We're gonna see not just her, but her whole family is gonna be there, obviously, so we're going to see them, and we're gonna stay at their place. And that's gonna be really fun. I'm excited to see her dress. And I'm also excited to see the bridesmaids dresses. I just like to see, like, I know what her color's gonna be. And so I'm excited to see, like, what style she went with. When I was planning our traditional style wedding, I let the bridesmaids choose their own style, but it had to be like navy was our color, navy, blush, and white. Yeah, that's right. Was like, is that right? Yeah, it's right. And so I let them choose their style though, because I think navy looks good on everybody, but I wanted them to feel confident in the style they chose. So yeah, we did it like that, even though they all have dresses now that they probably haven't used since they bought it for my wedding. I'm just excited to go up there and see everyone. We're driving though. It's gonna be a long drive. Like, I haven't gone on a road trip to Indiana in years. So it's been a while since I've done this drive slash ride. All right, so that is it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed this little life update. Get ready with me. I'll link every product I used below, including this claw clip that if you have thick hair, you need to check it out. But yeah, I'm excited for what's to come in the future, and I'm excited to kind of take you guys along with me for some of it. It was nice to catch up with you guys and just kind of chill together and to chat and just put some makeup on. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up and hit that notification bell down below so you know when I upload in the future. And also subscribe to my channel if you're not already. Go ahead and check out the rest of my channel if you like vlogs and beauty videos. I do all of that kind of stuff over here. And if you like what you see, like I said, subscribe. But anyway, that is it for now. So I hope you guys have the best rest of your day, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye!